guys, welcome to my channel. This is a Tennessee girl in Texas, and my name is Wendy. And if you've noticed, I got wet hair, no makeup. I'm kind of doing get ready with me, kind of ramble on, say some things, you know, the norm. So I thought that I might talk a little bit about myself. I am from the big, glorious state of Tennessee. I am very proud to be from Tennessee. I also am very proud to be living in Texas. I've been here for 10 years now. The odd thing happened when we moved out here. I lived in East Tennessee, the Knoxville area by the University of Tennessee Volunteers. Woo-hoo! And I had very, very bad allergies. So you're talking about the Western Carolinas, the East Tennessee. We had the Smokies. We had the Appalachian. We had every mountain you can actually think of. And so I had very, very bad allergies. The last time we were there, right before we moved, I had been sick for 8 straight months. My allergies were killing me. Seriously. I was on constant antibiotics. I constantly felt like I had the flu. It was absolutely horrible. And when the opportunity to come out here to Texas happened, the company flew my husband and myself out here because they wanted the spouse to feel happy. Because if mom ain't happy, nobody's happy. And as soon as we flew into Houston, and as soon as I stepped off that airplane, all of the pressure in my sinuses and in my head just went away. I opened completely up. And it was an amazing feeling because I had been sick for so long. And it didn't matter what my husband thought. I looked at him and said, okay, we're moving to Texas just because of the way I feel. But anyway, that's just that. Things happen, you know. I feel good, as good as I can. I have been diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. I've got a great caretakers here, great doctors that were knowledgeable enough to see the signs and see the signs that happen in my family, because it can be genetically passed down, and it seems like I tend to take after my daddy's side of the family, but it's more known now, this autoimmune disease is. It's called psoriatic arthritis. Looking back, knowing what the symptoms were and are, I can see things in my past when I was younger that could be attributed to it. Now, as I've gotten older and gone so long having it, it has actually ate away at some of my joints, so there's no cure. And there's no definitive yes-no test. There's blood work that's done. We've watched how my inflammation markers are. We tested me for all kinds of stuff, you know, that does have yes or no tests, like lupus. I didn't have lupus. Things of that nature. But they parallel each other. They're very similar to each other. But anyway, it had damaged a lot of my joints by the time I was diagnosed. I've been on medication for 8 years now. I've done infusions for 5 years, and then, of course, insurance being insurance, decided that last year that the infusions they wouldn't pay for, and needed to try another medication. Now, anybody that is familiar with infusions, whether it's for an autoimmune disease or someone needing the monthly blood, you know, or cancer, no, it's an all-day ordeal. I had great nurses. Love my infusion center. You go in the mornings, you get all set up, and you're there from breakfast till after lunch. It's usually 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon before you get out. So it's definitely an all-day commitment. And it was working. So, of course, I was very upset when insurance did what they did. But they did give me some options of some newer medications that I had not tried. And I've got a dog that needs to go outside, so let me pause this real quick. Okay, I'm back. When they gotta go, they gotta go. I got a couple of sick doggies here today. I got my little Pomeranian, and I'll insert a picture at the end of the video of my little man here. He's not felt very good at all today, so I'm actually boiling him up some chicken and see if I can get him to drink the broth and maybe eat some chicken. He's not feeling too good today, and then this particular dog I took outside. She decided she was going to try to eat some grass, so that tells me her stomach is upset as well. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Medications that insurance said that, new medications that the insurance said they would cover. And so we went on that, and it's not as good as the infusions. I will say that, but I'm at a controllable high. I have high inflammation markers all the time, but I have real bad high, and I have what we call normal high for me. So this particular medication I'm able to take, and it is keeping it under control enough that it's acceptable to me. The reason I say that is the time commitment to infusion. Like I said, it's an all-day affair, and the people are great. I mean, and I've met a lot of great people. I'm good nurses, infusion nurses. They're always good, but it's a time commitment. So over the last year, I've been on this medication, and it's controlling me acceptable. I go to my rheumatologist tomorrow, and we'll talk over the medicines I've been on. We'll see how I'm doing. I do know that the medicine I am on now, I'm at the max. There is not another level, so if I decide that I need more relief, I will have to go back into the infusion. So that's pretty much it. But I need to quit yakking because my battery's going to run out, and I wanted to put a little makeup or something on. I'm using my favorite kit that I got from Temu, which is this Japan Sakura. Put that right there. I've done a video on a couple of them, and this is the eye cream. I actually put the serum on first and let my skin set it up. And yeah, that's that with me. I love the state of Texas. I love the state of Tennessee. And a Tennessee ball through and through. Go Big Orange. Football season's about to start. You people that have been raised in a college town will understand what I mean. But we're in the SEC. We rule. Tennessee's got a great coach, got great players. I think we got a good place to go this year. Can't wait to see how we do. But what that brings up something that's kind of funny. Oh, right. Anybody that is into football, college football, knows that all of the conferences have done a lot of changing this past few years, and new colleges are coming into the SEC. Well, this year will be the first year that the University of Texas will be in. And what's funny about that, other than, or ironic that I live in Texas, is that their colors is also orange. Now, theirs is a burnt orange. Tennessee Balls is a bright orange, so like a pumpkin orange. But it's kind of funny that University of Texas is also orange. I tell them all the time, yeah, you learn from the best, copy from the best. I also tell them if it wasn't for us Tennesseans, it would not be a Texas, which is actually true because y'all know the story of the Alamo. I need to go through it. Anyone that doesn't know who Sam Houston is, he was from the state of Tennessee and ended up being the first president of Texas. He was the one that was able to beat the Mexican army. Just, we had to deal with the fallout of the Alamo, and these gentlemen, these men that was in the army took their revenge and Sam Houston was very smart about it. Let's see. Trying to think of what else to talk about, which is kind of odd because I can ramble on for hours and hours and just talk to my dogs. Okay, so there's a little bit about me. So you live in Texas, I'm from Tennessee. Football season's starting, yay. I do love Temu. Temu is one of my favorite places to shop at right now because I'm able to get a lot of items there that I enjoy, and they're good for me, my experience. That's all I can speak on is my experience. So what we're going to do now is I purchased this several months ago. It is, of course, the box, didn't make it out too good, but, as I've said in previous videos, Temu no longer ships in their cardboard boxes. It's in as my words fall out of my face, it's out of the plastic bags, and they have no control over what happens to it after it leaves their warehouse, and it's coming from China, and you can only imagine what it goes through once it hits customs. I don't know if customs opens every single package that comes through. I'm going to lean that they probably do. And so, that's their job, and this mundane, and they look and they open and they see it and they take it back up, and then, the USPS gets it, and, eventually we get it about 10 days later. Anyway, I've said all that just to say that I got this kit that I think I paid around $11 for. It's called Heng, Heng, Fang, Fang, Heng Fang, and I know I am butchering that. I do apologize. I don't mean to. I just, that is language that I do not know, and I would never want to offend anybody. So, please forgive me if I have mispronounced it. I'm also a Southern girl, so I'm going to have a little bit of twang up to it, and I'm getting resituated in my chair. I have a really bad habit of crossing my legs, which probably doesn't do my joints good. But this one has a BB cream in it. I have not opened this up, so you're seeing it first time with me. It looks cool. It's a good sized bottle. It is 40 grams. It does not have a security seal, so let me. And I'm just going to use my fingers. I'm not going to put on heavy makeup. Let's see how this goes. This is definitely a thicker BB cream. This actually feels more like foundation, but it's smelling really good. So we'll see how this matches my skin. A lot of this stuff, I mean, you can buy foundations at Temu that are more colorful, so to speak, just to match your skin tone. But there's a few of those. But most of the things that I have found for foundation, so to speak, have been the BBCC creams, the ones that match your skin. And I really like those. I got one that when every day I don't necessarily wear makeup, but I do put skincare on, and one of the foundations or BB creams, CC creams, whatever you want to call it, that matches your skin tone. I wear that every day because it's got an SPF, I believe, of 40. And because I do have dogs and they do need to go outside, I can be out in the sun. So I try really hard. I am a product of the 80s, which meant I love the sun. I laid in the sun. I did the tan in bed things when I was a teenager. Did the tan in bed things in my late 20s or 30s. And then now I'm in my 50s, and as you can see, my skin is taking a hit for all that sun damage. So my advice to any of you young guys out there is it's never too early to start with a skincare regimen. It won't hurt. And you need to wear your sunscreen. The sun, the way it is anymore, it's not like it was when I was a kid and you could stay out all day and not necessarily get burnt. Now, one thing I am seeing in here is I do not have a powder, so I'm going to get into my little one of my crazy bags here. And I always end up with all kinds of stuff on the table. I can start out clean, and then 5 minutes later, there's like 15 boxes on the table. I'm just not quite sure how that happens, but it does. It's neat. Also a blabbermouth. Like I said, I can talk. So I'm hoping that this video comes across as, I mean, you know, it's me. It's the real me. It's just me being me and being silly, and I think I'm silly. And I love life. I love people. I love my animals. My doggies. I've got 2 Pomeranians. They're my lifeline. I've got a little short of my little black one that did make an appearance a few videos ago. That's Miss Bella, and I do have a TikTok of her because she is my husband's baby. We normally rescue dogs. I go to the rescue areas, like, since I prefer Pomeranians, they're my kind of doggies, as in, you know, I know what to do for them. I know what their mental or their physical challenges can be. I'm prepared for that. I know what to do for that. So normally we go to the Pomeranian Rescue, which is a great organization to go. This is all around the United States, any state that you live in. You can go there if you're interested in a Pomeranian, and you can see if there's any in your area that needs adopting. And we've gotten several, and I like to think that, you know, the time that they spent with us, that at least the last part, and most of them are adults, or seniors, they call them. I like to think that the time that they spent with us, they were spoiled, they were loved, they knew they were loved, because I have no idea what they may or may not have gone through. I'm saying all of this to, and if Jack will let me, do you feel like getting up? Can I hold you? Can I hold you, baby? Okay, we'll do it another time. I'll insert a picture of him, like I said, at the end. He is a 10-pound white Pomeranian. They did not know how old he was. I've had him since 2017. They guessed him around 6, so he's definitely a senior dog now. They just don't know the history. They really don't. But because of his demeanor, okay, we're getting sick, so let me pause. Okay, I'm back. He just needed to stretch his legs and walk a little bit. He has to come off the table, and I may have to pause it again because he may decide he wants to come back up here. But what I was saying is, I don't buy dogs per se. I like to rescue dogs. I like to give them a life. Every dog I've ever owned, but 2 I paid for. After my daughter passed away in 2004, that's when we were introduced to Pomeranians. One of my girlfriends had a Pomeranian and had gotten a female Pomeranian, and they bred. And this little Pomeranian was actually born in my house in the month of October of 2004, which is the same month that my daughter was birthday is. And was born in my house. My husband helped them deliver. She was a twin. She was the runt, so she ended up being the smallest. And that little dog filled up my heart of what was broken because we had lost our daughter. So dogs can do amazing things to people. And that's what introduced me to Pomeranians. And of course, I didn't buy the dog from her. What we did is a little trading, that kind of thing. And then 2 years ago, she'll be 3 in September, August or September, I can't remember. I kind of got a bug, and I was like, I'd really like to have another Pomeranian puppy. So I started looking. Hubby was out of town. I had mentioned it to him. He's like, well, if you can find one and it's not that bad, let me know. And there's a lot of scammers online, so you've got to be extremely careful. And of course, the first place I did look was my Pomeranian Rescue, because sometimes they do get rescue puppies from puppy mills. But I didn't see any that was from the lady that I like to adopt from, or any in our area. So I then started researching and seeing if I could find somebody that was breeding Pomeranians. And luck had it. Now, I did have some scammers reach out to me, and you can always tell they're scams because Pomeranians are very expensive, and they always advertise the scammers in little bitty teacup ones that are adorable. And I'm sure you've seen on TikTok, they're adorable. I personally, I would love to have one, but I couldn't because they are so little. I am very clumsy. I trip over my own feet. I have dogs that are that range from 8 pounds up to 75 pounds. All one of the bigger dogs has to do is just step wrong, and it would hurt and or could kill the little palm. So I can't do that one. So normal palms, they run anywhere from 6 pounds and can go up to 15 pounds. There are some palms that are pretty hefty. And my first Pomeranian, Katie, her twin brother actually ended up being, 10 times the size she was. I've never seen a Pomeranian that large. But anyway, back to my story. So I reached out to some people, and I got a reply from a lady who was breeding, who didn't live but a couple hours from us, and they used to do that for a living, but they were at the age now that they might breed once a year. And I just got lucky, and she had 2 puppies that they had bred, and they were about halfway through being weaned, so they were about 4 weeks old at the time. And she sent me pictures. One was a boy, and one was a girl. And I fell in love with the little girl. And I showed it to my husband, and my husband's like, "Oh my God, she actually found one," because he didn't expect that I would. And so we made the arrangements, and I put down the deposit on her, and we went and got her a few weeks later, and she has been a joy to us both. But Poms pick their people. You may get a Pom, and it's supposed to be your dog, but Poms pick their person. And this time, this little girl Pomeranian that I named Bella, like I said, she was on a video with me a few videos ago. Actually picked my husband, which really, it just makes my heart so happy because everybody needs one that picks them. They really do. And when a Pom picks you, the love that comes from a Pomeranian, I can't speak enough of it. So all of this is said to go check out my TikTok. I'll try to link it in the description so you can see, how spoiled she is and how much she loves my husband. It's really cool. Okay, I have rambled on and I've rambled on. I'm going to see if this blush that, let's hold that up. Okay, it's kind of creamy. It's a powder cream, if that makes sense. I might be able to make it work. Okay, we're going to do it with the fingers. Let me get, I don't want to look in the viewfinder. I need to look in my mirror here. Do a little bit. It smells good too. The products in it smell amazing. That's so cool. It's nice to put something on your face that does it. Well, I'm not going to put anything on my face that stinks. But y'all know how much we have come in contact with those that just don't smell that great. And I also, if you look at my face, I have rosacea, which kind of goes hand in hand with my psoriatic arthritis. One of the reasons that they tested me for lupus is because sometimes I get something that looks like a butterfly, and that's one of the telltale signs. It's like this red rosacea butterfly up your nose. It looks like a butterfly from time to time, but I do not have lupus. I don't have anybody, thank God, in the family that had lupus. My dad, when he was a little boy, and my daddy was born in the 40s, so you can imagine how the medical field was back then. They thought he had lupus, but they had ruled that out. I think my daddy had never been diagnosed. My daddy did have arthritis, and my daddy did have the psoriasis. Just like what I've got, not just in the face, in the hair, on the legs. And so in my heart, I believe that my daddy had psoriatic arthritis, and then I got it from him. But anyway, I try to use the rosacea, the pinkness of my skin itself, to go hand in hand with my makeup. I mean, I can't make it go away. It's always there, so, might as well use it. Okay, guys, I'm going to kind of switch it a little bit. Now, this comes with an eyeshadow palette, so we're going to go with the browns today, which is usually one of my favorites here. But I'm going to see what kind of eyeliner. Okay, I don't do felt because I'm not good at felt. I will end up doing a mess, but that's cool. Let me show you. And because I'm dipping in here, there's no reason for me not to swatch. Open it that lays on easy. I like it. I may try to teach myself how to do it. I'm an older lady. We don't need to do it. Okay, this is your eyebrow. Sometimes I will use the eyebrow because of, this is like a light brown. I have a what they call dirty blonde hair. I used to be cotton top. I used to have white hairs as a little lady, and then something else with my psoriatic arthritis. As I've gotten older, it has bothered some things. My thyroid gives me issues, and I'm on thyroid medicine, and I'm just a walking, talking, falling apart person. But I say that because your thyroid being underactive can affect your hair. And you see that I've got very long hair, and I want to keep my hair long. But it is thin. It is thinning. I know as we get older that our hair thins some, but it comes out a lot. A lot of it is due to my thyroid. A lot of it is due to my psoriatic arthritis. So I very much baby on my hair. I try not to put anything in it that would cause it to decide it don't want to be on my head anymore. So anyway, I'm saying this because it looks like the eyebrow pencil is a light brown. So let's give that one a swatch. Let me bring it down a little bit. I don't want to actually break it because I can be heavy-handed. I also have nice looking eyebrows. I'm from the era of Brooke Shields, so I've got decent eyebrows. As I got older, they're getting a little thinner, but that's okay because I started out with good eyebrows. I don't have the plucking syndrome where a lot of people have plucked, and as we get older and you pluck, and then nothing grows back and you have to draw in your eyebrows. So let's try this as an eyeliner. Let's see what happens here. And it's so funny, the funny faces that we make when we're putting makeup on. Now, I'm not going to do anything extravagant. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just putting on makeup, talking with you guys. Wishing y'all could talk back, but, leave me some comments. Give me some ideas on some videos that I can do. I've got several interests. I can talk more about my disease. Things of that nature. I can talk about football. I love college football. I have, since as long as I can remember, me and my daddy's girl. Daddy took me not only to University of Tennessee football games, but to high school football games. As a small child, I'm the oldest. I'm the first. I'm daddy's first, and daddy's little girl. And so I was kind of a tomboy because of daddy, but that's okay because me and daddy were close, and I love my daddy. I'm going to sing this one, Big Mascara. We're going to do that last. Now let's see if we can't get into this pan. I'm just going to sweep over a little color is all I'm going to do. Let's see, let me show this up real pretty. It's very pretty. Okay, let's go in with this top corner right here. Let's see if we can get us some color. And let me see how powdery it is. not bad. I've seen worse. And I'm going to put this all over my lid. Like I said, I'm not doing anything extravagant. I just want a little color, put a little mascara on, and be done with it. But anyway, back. I mean, I know a little bit about a lot, and I probably know enough about a lot to get myself in trouble. So, give me some ideas what you want to talk about. I mean, football season's around the corner. We can do football. We can talk football. We can talk about, like I said, my disease. We can talk makeup. We can talk hair care. We can talk about the doggies. I mean, you know, there's a lot of little things that we can do. So leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. But let me hurry up and get this done because I'm filming and I'm at 44 minutes. I know I'm going to be doing some editing. But I don't think anybody wants to listen to me ramble on for a whole hour. But then again, you may. I don't know. That's why I want y'all to leave me some comments. Let me know what you think I should do. You know, that kind of stuff. Now I'm trying to make a decision how I'm going to do this. I look tired. I am a little tired. We had this hurricane just the beginning of the week. Hurricane Burl. I do live in Southeast Texas, so it was a little scary. I live on the east side of Houston. So I got what they refer to as the dirty side, which usually means that's where all the rain comes from. And we were already soaked with rain, have been for many, many months. So, you know, it wouldn't take much for it to cause a problem. I didn't get any damage. I did watch the wind come through. I watched the trees bend. But there were no tree damage in my yard. I've got about 1.5 acres. There was no tree damage, and I've got lots of full-grown mature trees. There were, you know, a few little limbs, just little bitty things, nothing massive. But I didn't lose my power for about 12 hours. We figured that was going to happen, yeah, I was just lucky, you know, and I wasn't lucky in 2017. I lived in Beaumont, Texas, and I know when they start talking, and I'm talking and I couldn't make it home, I'm sorry. I probably will just leave it at this and maybe put some mascara. But we moved here in 2014. We lived in Beaumont, Texas. We lived on the north side of Beaumont. Beaumont is wonderful. You never get to hear about Beaumont, Texas. It's always Southeast Texas means Houston. Now, I don't have anything against Houston except for the traffic. But there's other places in the Southeast other than Houston. At the time, I lived about 100 miles. I roughly live that now. I just live in a different town, a little further up north in Beaumont. Loved my little house I lived in. But it was kind of in a dip kind of thing. Not big, but a dip. So if we got lots and lots of rain, I would watch the yard flood and get several times it got close to coming in the house. You know, there would be the front door and here's the step and the water would be right here and I'd be a little nervous. Well, when Harvey came in, you know, we all know about Harvey. It came in and we were on the dirty side. All you heard about was Houston. And I'll try to put some pictures. I've got pictures of what happened to the road that I lived on. Me and my husband evacuated 2 days. 2 days before Harvey came in because we were already starting to flood. We were lucky enough to have friends that lived a little further north, and they housed us and all of our animals. Great people, and I thank them on what they don't know how much they mean to me for what they've done for us. But we lost everything. Me and my husband at that time had been married over 25 years. And we lost everything, things that are irreplaceable. I lost my wedding dress. My wedding dress was made by the hands of all of my important kinfolk. My grandmother, my mother, my aunts, my cousins. We all had a hand in making my wedding dress. And so, but you can't replace that. I lost pictures of my daughter that I had because you can't save everything. You evacuate, and the next thing you're not expecting that eventually the rain stops and you've got 8 feet of water in your house. house. So unless you had something that was way up toward the ceiling, that was all that I could say. We lost clothes. I could just go on and on. And I'm not the only one. I am not the only one. There was many, many people that were stranded that didn't have the opportunity to escape like we did. You couldn't get in our road. Our road was a lake. It was a lake. The picture that I have will show a stop sign and the road name that I lived on at the time. And you'll see how high up that water is on that sign. It was crazy. It was insane. They say it was the 100-year storm. And, you know, with the way the weather and stuff's been going over the past 10 years, it's scary. And I'm sitting here thinking, no, I think this might come again. Could come again in my lifetime. So when this one came in, I got a little nervous. Now, this house stayed high and dry in Harvey. We talked to the neighbors, so we knew we were good, and I knew I wasn't going to have to worry about that. The only thing that I was worried about is if it stood around this time. The area that I lived, it did flood, just not my neighborhood, but what I was told was we became our own little island, and the only way to get out and in was on the boat. So I made sure that I had plenty of water. I made sure that the gas was filled up in the event that the governor told us to evacuate. You know, I had my plans in motion for making sure that I didn't lose any food. You know, thank goodness when the power went out and the storm came, it stayed overcast and it stayed cooler than what we had been because we're in the hundreds. I mean, in southeast Texas, it's crazy. So anyway, we survived a hurricane. I'm hoping that that'll be it for the year, but who knows? We'll just take it as it comes. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hand. There is 2 glitters. And I think I'm going to take the bottom glitter here. Give me just a minute, baby. I hear you. And I'm going to put one right here on the bottom. And then I'm going to pause again because I got one that's got it. Okay, I'm back. I kid you not, I have been taping for over an hour. And then there's my alarm, so hang on. Okay, that was a reminder. I've got a YouTuber that I like to watch that usually comes on around the same day at the time every day. So I would like to listen to what she's got to say today. Anyway, I'm going in with this one. I don't really, let me swatch it for us. It's not, let me finish putting it on the other eye and then I'm going to go into the other color and let's see if we can make more color show up. Because I'm not getting a lot of color on this. And I'm kind of sad about it. Okay. Let me try this one that's a little bit more frosty. It would be this one up top right here. Let's see if we can't get into it and see if it'll possibly do better. I'm really digging into it. Yeah, it's better. It's a pretty color. I like it. And let me go a little darker on the, I'm going to go into this brown one right there. Do a little bit of this. There we go. Blend that on. Kind of disappointed at the like I'm doing some blending. I just went crazy. I'm disappointed in the payoff of this. Most of the makeup that I've purchased from Temu has been pretty good. And I'm not saying that this is bad. I'm just not getting a lot of payoff. So I'm having to go more heavy-handed than what I'm accustomed to doing. Okay, whatever brush we got. Let's use this. I'm also addicted to brushes. I can never have enough makeup brushes. If there's a sale, I'm going to get it. I love them. I'm going to pick this back up. Let's try the mascara. See if we can, if that'll help us save a little bit. Like I said, don't really matter. I'm not going anywhere, and I'll be taking the makeup off in a couple of hours, so not a big thing. I think it's so funny how we all make different faces when we're putting mascara on. Now, I have tried to do fake lashes, but they just don't work for me. So I do everything in my power to get my lash length with mascara. And this is not too bad. Let me put this back in. I do like to brush my. Let's see, where are you? Okay, there you are. Get in where you belong. Okay, this is my little lash comb that I like to do because a lot of times with new mascara, it can be kind of clumpy because it's so full. Okay, there's the top. Let's see if we can get the bottom ones without making a mess. Let's see here. I normally use a different mascara for my bottom lashes. I use one that's got a very small one because I am the world's first to get the mascara one touching my face. And what a pain that can be. It touched my under eye skin now. Ah, crap. See right there. Okay. Not happy. It's the user, not the product. Okay, what I'm going to do to go save this, since I've made that little error, is I'm going to go into my tried and true black eyeliner. I prefer the pencils, the up pencils. Now let's see if we can get this to work and not make a mess. It may or may not work. It may make a big mess. Yep. Okay. I should let it dry. There again, user error. If I had let it dry like this side is, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. So now I can save it. Okay, not too bad. Alright, we kind of did. Because I am a product of the 80s, I like big hair, and I like dark eyeliner. With my color eyes, I've always done dark eyeliner. It seems in my mind's eye, it makes it pop. Now, when I was in the 80s, now, like I said, I was 100% in the 80s. Blues, greens. Love it. Would never wear it today, maybe for Halloween, going back to the 80s, but I do miss that makeup. We had good makeup, and we had fun makeup. I'm not saying that y'all don't have fun makeup, you do, and you've definitely got more choices than we did back then. We didn't have brushes back then. I mean, I'm not saying they wasn't available, I'm sure they were. But, you know, you're in high school, you're wearing makeup, you know, you're not going to the mall. Profits is what comes to mind. I don't even know if they're still around anymore. You're not going to their makeup counter to buy makeup because, you know, we're teenagers and we don't make a lot of money. So, you know, we're going to the Walgreens and going to the Walmart and going to the CVS and we're getting the drugstore. And then back then, I do not recall seeing makeup brushes. We had sponge applicators, but we made it work. So, you know, okay. And it is what it is. I'm going to put a little bit more powder on. Like I said, I use my rosacea, my redness to help me feel a look. Okay, let's see what we got in our colors for lips. I don't have a big top lip, so I'm not a lipstick person. But these look to be, oh, I like that color. Okay, let's do that one. Lord have mercy, what happened there? Okay. If it could go wrong today, evidently it did. No, not feeling it. Okay, let's take that off. Okay, let's see if we got more of the pinky. Let's see. That one's pretty. Let's see how this one looks. It's a matte lipstick, so you definitely need gloss over top of it. So let me smooth this out a little bit because I'm going to have to put some gloss over it. Okay. Am I creating a lip where there is not one? No, that's okay. Okay. Okay, look, y'all. It's normally what I wear. I don't know how to change the color of that. That feels better. Okay, guys. That's about it for today. I've rambled on about a whole bunch of stuff and made no sense at all, I'm sure. Iffy on the makeup. I do like the BB cream. The mascara, I liked it. That was user error. The rouge was, I mean, it felt nice. It was like creamy powder, which is cool. It's just not really my color. I actually prefer to wear this up here. This is my favorite one for right now. And don't let that color that's in the pan scare you. It's, let's see if we can't clean a finger. Dot, 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 rub, rub, rub. It's a beautiful color that actually goes with my skin very nice. So we will be using that tomorrow. This is my new favorite metallic eyes. It is very cool. I believe I got it in a eye cream box, subscription box. I believe that's where I got it at. Yeah, pull that in. Okay. Anyway, like I said, I've rambled on. We've taken care of dogs several times. We put on a little bit of makeup. Like I said, it's not the best, but there's things in it that I do like. I will put out the lipsticks that I did not wear because I am sure I can find somebody that will want them. Same with the color pan here. I mean, it's not the best for me, but I do have young granddaughters that are in the beginning of their makeup journey, and I'm sure that they would be happy to get that. So anyway, this is just me coming on today, rambling, kind of introducing myself, kind of who I am, and show you that I'm, So, but leave me some comments below. Give me some ideas of maybe some things you may want me to talk about or discuss. I have a lot of interest. Like I said, I know a whole lot about nothing, just enough to get me in trouble. So, uh, just leave me a comment, like, subscribe if you haven't. Thank you for watching this long video. I really appreciate you, and we'll just see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
This is what a spoiled Pomeranian looks like. She was supposed to be my dog, but she bonded with hubby, which is just fine because she still loves me anyway. But he has this dog so spoiled that he has to hold her like this for most of the day. I have never in my life seen a dog so spoiled. What the life, girl, what the life.